8 a.m. here in Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital, and you're tuned in to your favorite show on television on the weekends. It's a weekend show exclusively on Africa Independent Television. We bring you the best in lifestyle, sports, politics, and entertainment. On the lifestyle segment today, we focus on the healthcare system in Nigeria. On politics, we focus on the roadmap 2019 general elections, which is just 2 weeks away. In entertainment and in sports, we bring you all the trending issues happening. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back on the weekend show. Welcome back to the weekend show. We'll run you through the headlines of the week. Joining me are our entertainment and sports correspondents, Odiri Akban and Ina Peters. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. You both are looking ravishing as always.
As always. As you are, too.
Thank you so much. How did the week treat you? What did you get up to this week?
Well, the week was great. And then on Wednesday, I woke up with sore throat. I couldn't talk.
So we have a weekend show group, and I saw Duri's message on the group. What do I take for a sore throat? And I'm like, Duri, ask your doctor.
What's so painful?
But you know, it's funny enough, I actually called my sister, who's a doctor, Dr. Ehi, and I asked her, oh, by the way, it was her birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, darling. So I called her and asked her what you could take, that she should send it to the group, because she's also in the group as well. So I don't know if she responded. But how was your week?
It was good. Happy New Month.
Yes,
this is February. I just want to say that I feel like January, this one that just passed, in the history of all January, is the fastest for me.
Really?
It wasn't the usual 79 days for me. I feel like it was just
it was like the blitz. Yeah.
You know, I spoke about that on, I think it was 2 weeks ago,
yes,
that January is a paradox. It felt really long, yet really fast. I don't know how that is possible, because I think maybe I just hit the ground running. So it's been so much work, but at the same time, it feels like, you know, there have been a lot more days, but then again, it still went really fast. I don't know.
This January didn't feel long at all. It just felt like, when did you say Merry Christmas? It was like yesterday.
No, it feels like a long time ago for me. But anyway, so much has happened this week. Last week, as you know, we dedicated the entire 2 hours of the program to deal with the legal suspension of the Chief Justice of Nigeria. But this week, we're going to move on from that issue, because the NJC has mandated that both the purportedly suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onnoghen, and the purportedly acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Mohammed Tanko, should both respond to the allegations leveled against them within 7 days. So we're going to leave that issue for now till we get feedback from the NJC on that ruling. The Lagos State House of Assembly, ladies, has threatened to commence the impeachment procedure against Governor Ambode. A lot of people have jokingly said that his village people are really at work. First things first, he didn't win his re-election bid. Now they're threatening to impeach him less than 5 months to the end of his tenure.
You know, so because of my role here, like, I've been on social media more, and truly, like, if you see the way people are, like, the comments are just hilarious, but then again, you're like, people are saying how bad this man has tried, you know, they promised not to impeach, and I'm like, where are you people hearing all these things from? But it's really, really, you know, sad that things are going like this. I remember, you know, how everyone was rallying behind this man when he was contesting, you know, the first time, and now all of a sudden he's no one's favorite, like he's everyone's like worst enemy. So like, it's really, really sad.
It's politics for you. No permanent friends, no permanent interests.
You know how they say, when village people hold your calabash, then they shake it. But in the process of shaking it, the calabash now breaks. They're finished.
So is his calabash broken?
Well, I heard that he was supposed to, he sent the 2019 appropriation bill to the Assembly on the 24th. He said he was going to come and present it to them on the 28th. And the Assembly I think they took a break that period, so he couldn't go. Then he said he was coming back on the 21st. Something happened of January, he couldn't go, and they got angry, like, look, you have to come and present it, okay? And so some of those things, I know that there are other things that happened between the executive and the legislature. That's also part of the bad blood. Sometimes antecedent contributes to this kind of issues. But I just think that when you get into an office, let's stop thinking about ourselves. Let's begin to think about the good of the people, okay? So as much as you promise to impeach him, promise not to impeach him, you don't have a right to make promises like that. If the governor is not doing the right thing, as a legislature, do your job and do the right thing, okay? So let's leave all this, oh, his wife didn't greet me well. How can't she just say morning? Why did she add good? You know, things like this are quite petty. You're in charge of millions of people's lives. So please, let's be a bit more dedicated to the job.
Odiri, you made a very integral point in this issue. The legislator, I believe, in changing Nigeria, we have to start with the legislator. They wield so much power and influence in respect to how the affairs of our country are run. Yeah. So I think change will definitely start with them first before it even scales up to, you know, the executive arm of government. So in this case with Governor Ambode, I really hope that the Lagos State House of Assembly does well by the people of Lagos State. And not just a political godfather or setting individuals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Finally, on my list, President Donald Trump and North Korean President Kim Jong-un are meeting again in Vietnam in late February. Their first meeting was obviously, everyone knows the background history of North Korea and the U.S. relationship. So their first meeting was a surprise to everybody, given the fact that when Donald Trump was campaigning, he said a lot of nasty remarks towards the North Korean ruler. So this meeting also is welcomed by the international community, and they're hoping to see what benefits this would be to both countries, the United States and North Korea.
I think first things first is no war, so we're good, right? Because I remember Donald Trump was always, fighting, North Korea on Twitter, always attacking them. We will send this, we will think, this and that. And of course, he was also responding. I remember a particular military parade that he did, it was kind of like a show of force to the United States. So I'm really, like you said, I feel like this is definitely a welcome development, in the international body. I feel like the United States is a great power, and North Korea, as we now know, is also, racing to become a great power in the world. So I feel like this is good. We're not about to have another Cold War, right? So this is definitely good for, just international organizations and, liberalists. I feel like this is really, really good.
Well, I just feel that Donald Trump is one president that gets away with a lot of things. Talks, says what he wants, he doesn't mind the consequences at the end of the day. It's nice. I think it's a love story between him and the American people, because he gets away with a lot of things. You only do that if you really love that person. So concerning him and the North Korean president, I think it's a good one to have another meeting. I think at the end of the day, they're doing what's best. Sometimes it's not the solution to things like what's happening in North Korea is not violence, aggression. It's sometimes you have to sit down and talk this out. Diplomacy sometimes is always the best answer.
Well, that's all I have for politics. What do you have in entertainment?
Okay, so many things happened this week. But first off, congratulations to Don Jazzy's Maven Records. Now, they have signed a multi-million-dollar deal. Now, they signed this deal with Kupanda Holdings. Now, this is aimed at, promoting African music and content. I feel like this is great. It definitely shows everyone that Nigerian music is being appreciated everywhere. Like, everyone wants to get into the Afrobeat sauce, really. And, for a while, I remember, doing the social media trends when, someone said, Don Jazzy, what happened to your label? People are leaving. And, it was more like that Don Jazzy actually showed, how mature he was with that whole scenario. And it's great to see that in as much as maybe one or two persons left the record label, which is only just Ricardo Banks, he's doing other things. And he's not just even looking at Mavins now, he's looking at how we can take Nigerian music, and that African sound to another level. And of course, during the week, we saw a lot of celebrities also congratulating him. Now, we don't really know the tea to this, but for, celebrities to come out and, they're congratulating him, then, one or two they might have heard, you know, one or two about the deal. So congratulations to them.
And I do respect, to add to that, I do respect on Jazz's business savviness.
Yeah.
He really knows how to pick talent and also to maximize their potential.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about this deal and what it means for Nigeria.
Definitely. I feel like everyone now will be running to Maven, right? Because who doesn't want to get on that like international train right now? Everyone wants to. I mean, I spoke to someone on the road the other day and I was asking me if you're 100% Nigerian. He was like, please, I should deport him to Canada. I'm like, right? So like, you know, a lot of people, you know, just want to, but this is definitely good, right? They're appreciating our music, because if people don't see value in you, no one will want to do business with you at the end of the day. Moving on, talking about value. So our very own, now, you know, I like to claim them when they make us proud. Our very own Davido, now he broke another record. Now Davido is the first, or rather the youngest African artist to sell out the O2 Arena in London. Now there's a 20,000 capacity space and he filled it like to the brim. And you know, when he did this happened on Sunday, so it was a good way to start our week. Now when he did this, you know, and he was celebrating, you know, people were congratulating him. There was now this story online from Sound City that is nearly or almost sold out. So, you know, Nigerians, people like to dig up, people like to know, is it true or is it not true? I remember the Linda Ikeji situation with the fake handbag, right? Yeah. Oh, you didn't know?
No, I didn't hear about it.
I'll tell you later. But yeah, getting back to, you know, the situation, people like to find out, you know, if this is true and if it's not true. So some persons actually emailed O2 and, you know, they actually responded and said, yes, it was a sold out concert.
How do people have time to do this though? Like,
you will be surprised.
Look,
and who cares whether or not it's sold out?
We care.
Who?
It's Davido is our very own. We care.
No, but I mean, like, why would you want to verify if it's 20,000 people in the hall versus 19,000 people in the hall?
Because it's a record, that's why.
Does that add money to their pockets?
No,
it just adds to your
rights.
resume. Like, it just adds to...
It's bragging rights.
Yeah, exactly.
I will never understand.
Okay. And finally, so Empire star Juicy Smollett was attacked. Now, it was, police are calling it a homophobic and a racist attack. Now, apparently, two white men wearing a ski mask actually approached him in Chicago, and then they beat him up, they tied a rope around his neck, and they even poured bleach on him. Now this is really, really like causing a lot of outrage, and it started a whole conversation online, because you see black men, for the first time, you know, black men are publicly accepting the fact that this young actor and artist, you know, is gay, but they're still speaking out for him, you know, because there's always that thing with black men being homophobic, right? But we see a lot of celebrities, you know, just standing by him and supporting him. And there's also good news, because US police have also, media have also said that there is now a video. So they'll definitely be releasing the faces of the suspects really soon. So we're looking forward to that. So that's pretty much what happened.
Wow, interesting topics on the entertainment segment. We would like to put a disclaimer out there, though, that we are not supporting or propagating homosexual messages. These are just news of things that trended in the entertainment segment. Moving on for sports.
Yep, so just before we get into the main one in sport, let's just say big ups to the big girl, okay? I have been looking for who has got the drawers, who's got the shoes, who's got the feet to take over from Serena Williams. I think we might have found that Cinderella. Yes, and her name is Naomi Osaka. Yes.
You see, it sounds like Osasu, so maybe...
Oh, really?
like, where are you?
You see, no, Osasi in Benin, Osa means God. You see, so Osaka, I don't know what the ka part will mean, but like, you know, so she has God with her. So we're rubbing off Osaka, Osasu.
You know how many of our native names have God in them? Right. Okay, so, but big ups to her, congratulations. She won. She followed up her US Open title with the Australian Open title last week. So, that's a good one. She's now the women's world #1. So, that's really good. So, moving away from tennis, let's rush straight to the African continent, where CAF and Ivory Coast came to an agreement. Ivory Coast was supposed to host the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations title, but because Cameroon was stripped, they now moved it back up. So, Cameroon was supposed to host 2021. Ivory Coast will now host 2023. So, Ivory Ivory Coast didn't like it at first. They went to CAS to file a case against the Confederation of African Football. But the president, that's Ahmad Ahmad, CAF president, has went to see the Ivorian president, and obviously everything has been spotted out. They've discussed it, and Ivory Coast have now agreed to actually do host the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Also, the transfer market came to an end in Europe this week, that's on Thursday. But before it ended, we had a beautiful news that came in that Nigeria's foremost women's striker, Azizat Oshola, she didn't leave her Chinese club, Danyang Yinfang. They are the champions in China, but they are on a break. The league is done, so she signed a loan deal with Barcelona's ladies, and so she'll be playing for them for the next few months. So that's a good one. It will help her prepare properly for the Women's World Cup in June in France. So I'm hoping that she can learn a lot more, that score more goals, strike better, and help your team better, more like what Ojega has been doing. So big ups to her, good deal for her. One final story just before I leave sport. Not so great story, sad one actually. The media world, the media industry lost an icon last week, and Jide Fashikun. He passed away on Sunday. He was aged 54, and before he died, he was actually a former handball player and also a sports stakeholder. He also had this. He also created a platform called the Nigerian Sports Development Fund. It's to raise money to help athletes perform better at the Olympics, but they're focusing on 5 sports entirely. So it's a sad one, really sad one. It came as a shock. I worked with him. He was a member of the Sports Wrestlers Association of Nigeria, Abuja. So when we go for meetings, I do see him once in a while, and it was really shocking to hear.
May his soul rest in peace, and may God fill the vacuum in the hearts of his loved ones. Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing the stories from the entertainment and sports segment.
Thank you for having us.
With us. My pleasure. Ina will be back up with the trends in a short while. Udiri will back up with the sports segment. For now, we'll take a break, and immediately when we return, we'll return with the lifestyle segment of the weekend show. We're discussing the health sector in Nigeria. Don't go anywhere.